Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. The AFI Docs Film Fest continues this week, so I'm saluting past honorees of its annual Guggenheim Symposium. Lee Grant received the honor last year, and I spoke with the Oscar and Emmy winner in 2015 about her memoir, From Peyton Place to In the Heat of the Night. Thanks so much for coming on. It's an absolute honor to have you.
Oh, are you kidding? It's so fun for me.
Let's start with your book. Why call it I Said Yes to Everything? Is that the key to how you succeeded throughout the years?
Well, apparently, I mean, in writing it, I really discovered that I had said yes to everything, good, bad, indifferent, dangerous, or not, that I'm headstrong and willful, and that there were things that I unwisely did, maybe unwisely to a grown-up, or but that I did it anyway. It could have been called I Did It Anyway.
That's the subtitle.
Yeah.
Do you think that speaks to, like, a little bit of fearlessness on your part? I mean, does it take a certain amount of risk-taking?
I think risk-taking, fearlessness, and stupidity.
So many alternate titles the book could have had. Fearlessness, risk-taking. Right. Tell me about Peyton Place. Obviously left a huge mark on television.
Well, at that time, it was everybody's focus. It went on Peyton Place. It was on 3 times a week, 3 new shows a week at that time. Wow. And people, left wherever they were and ran home to their television sets and sat in front of it and where their jaws were open. It was Ryan O'Neal, it was Mia Farrow. They lived their lives through the people of Peyton Place.
Yeah.
And to, suddenly be kind of the bad girl entering into that holy family, it was an amazing journey for me to take into the American audience. They were mad at me, they were glad at me. I went to a shoe store once in Santa Monica because I was living in Malibu then, and the clerk, kind of tiptoed over to me, and he said, "That customer there wants to know, isn't this today your father's funeral?" And I said, "Yes, I'm buying the shoes so I can go there now."
Everybody knew.
Yeah. I mean, it was my father's funeral. What was I doing in a shoe store? So, everything that happened on Peyton Place appealed to millions and millions of people.
That's incredible. Shifting the film side, and tell me about In the Heat of the Night. I mean, working with Sidney Poitier, you have to look back, especially where we are now, and you must look back to 1967 and say, man, I was really a part of something really special that really changed the world. I mean, do you look back and just kind of in awe that you were a part of that?
Yes, absolutely. And also it was part of my freedom too. That was the first major movie I made after The Blacklist.
Yeah.
And so to take that journey that Norman Jewison created and break through with a film into the consciousness of white America and black America as to the desperation of black men was just, what a gift. It could not have been a bigger gift. And at that time, Sidney was like this dark angel. He was gorgeous. Everybody was in love. He was irresistible. And he was the good guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy who taught the southern town how to behave. So to be a part of it and to have that scene with him, we improvised that scene.
Oh, really? That was improv?
Where he told me that my husband was murdered. So it was not just a principled experience, but it was also a very kind of strong emotional bond and experience between us. And, bless Norman Jewison, who was the director, for letting us, have that experience.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned Norman Jewison as director. How was it, compare working with him versus the style of, say, maybe Hal Ashby, who did Shampoo, which you won an Oscar for. Congrats, again, after all these years. What was it like working with Hal Ashby? I mean, what a wild guy.
What a wild, he was loose in the sky. He was a stoner and the most brilliant director and editor that you could ever meet, and the most open, dear, fun, kind of Idaho-based person. He was, we flew together, hand in hand. Of course, he flew with a lot of other people, too. But that was the thing, you flew with Hal. And
a script with Robert Towne, too, right? Man.
Yes, the script for Shampoo was Towne, Robert Towne.
You're working...
Warren co-wrote it.
Right, and you co-starred with Warren Beatty. What was it like working across screen with them? And you being the one to get the Oscar?
Well, I was due.
About time.
I'd been nominated, and I was like the bridesmaid
right, always
who
a bridesmaid.
never gets the bouquet.
Yeah.
And so when I was sitting and they read out the names of the people, I thought they said Lily Tomlin. And so I leaned forward. Lily was sitting right in front of me with a kind of silver crown on her head. And I said, "Congratulations, Lily." Lee, get up there. They said you.
Hey, thank Lee Grant. The book's called I Said Yes to Everything. Check it out, guys. Thanks so much for coming on WTOP, Lee.
Sure, Jason. Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us on Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Remember to hit the subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time. I wanted to take a second to tell you about an app I really enjoy. Living in the D.C. area is great, and Podcast DC gathers all of the local shows that I like all in one local app. Health, sports, local news, politics, and so much more. Podcast DC is the new local app with hundreds of D.C. area podcasts to choose from. I can earn exciting rewards just for listening and share the podcasts I love instantly. Available in the App Store or in Google Play, listen local with Podcast DC.